The AI economy has changed what's possible for small and medium businesses. Access to tools, knowledge and expertise has never been greater, but access is no longer the advantage. The real difference now is in your capability, your human, leadership, business and digital capabilities, and that's what this podcast is all about. This is Make Time for business owners who want to lead rather than be led. Something has shifted in the last few years. For the first time, the gap between you and any large organisation in terms of access to information, strategic thinking, content creation, market analysis has effectively closed. AI has done that, and it's happened faster than anyone predicted. It's remarkable, and it creates an opportunity that is real and available right now. Welcome to Season 2 of Make Time. I'm Sam Hurley, CEO of 25/8, and I'm passionate about helping you and your business thrive. This season, we're going deeper on what it actually takes to build the human, business, and digital capability to thrive in the AI economy. It's not more tips. It's not another system to follow. It's the real work and the real opportunity that comes with it. I want to open this season by talking about something that disheartens me a little. If you can stay with me though, I'll then talk about how this presents an opportunity for you. Every time a significant new need emerges in the market, it breeds a new wave of blueprints, checklists, and self-proclaimed experts willing to package it up and sell it to you. It's business, isn't it? It happened with digital marketing, which is one of the main reasons I started in business, to help my friends from being ripped off. It's happened with content strategy, it happened with social media, and it's happening right now with AI. Don't get me wrong, some of those experts have real knowledge, and I want to be really clear about that. I'm not saying that they are all opportunistic. Some genuinely want to help you, but none of them have the same expertise as you when it comes to your own business, your context, your customers, your constraints, and your capabilities. And yet I watch brilliant people quietly question their own ability because there's always someone shouting louder on social media, showing how they reach the millions they've made from specific systems they are willing to share for a price, of course. And it's tempting, isn't it? I've been there myself. When business is hard and you're questioning your own decisions, an easy path to follow or a promise of a silver bullet is quite appealing. And I understand that completely. But what I see is that people can be satisfied with the experience, but no real change happens for the person or for the business. And then they search for the next system to solve their problems. So today I wanted to dig into why we are psychologically drawn to these offers. And then I want to make the case for something more interesting, because I think the moment we're in right now is one of the most significant opportunities small business owners have ever had, but only if they choose a different path than following someone else's blueprint. So why do we reach for blueprints? Why are these external systems so appealing? It isn't because there's something wrong with us. It's a completely rational response to difficult situations. Most people are not really buying the checklist or the exact system. They're buying relief from ambiguity, because ambiguity is exhausting. A blueprint does several things for the brain at once. It turns messy, emotional, demanding problems into steps, and that feels safer. Do this, then this is much easier to tolerate than it depends on. It lowers the cognitive load. Thinking deeply and making trade-offs and judging context is hard work. A checklist lets you feel like you're making progress without having to hold all that complexity to yourself. And it also offers borrowed certainty. If someone says this is the exact system that they used and it worked, you feel like you can shortcut trial and error. If it worked for them, maybe it'll work for me. And it gives a sense of control. When you feel stuck or overwhelmed, a structure feels like something you can grip. even if the underlying complexity has not changed. The framework is calming. Systems offer a socially acceptable way to admit uncertainty. It's less confronting to say, I need the right framework, than to say, I don't know how to think this through well enough. This doesn't make people foolish, it makes them human. Blueprints and frameworks are useful as scaffolding, as a skeleton in which to work from, but the problem is not the scaffold itself, it is mistaking the scaffold for the building. What I mean here is that a system can help you start, but it can't replace discernment. It can't replace self-awareness, timing, context, or the judgment to know when the steps apply and when they don't in your situation. And it absolutely can't tell you what to do next when the market shifts, and the market is always shifting. And that's why so many people finish the course or complete the steps, implement the system, and then find themselves back in the same decision point 6 months later, looking for the next answer. And I think this matters more right now than it ever has done before. And the opportunity in front of small business owners is quite significant. AI has done something that has never happened before in the history of business. It has made the quality of your outputs, your writing, your analysis, your strategy, your documents, your customer communications, your market research, essentially independent of the size of your organization. A sole trader with the right capability can now produce work that competes with teams 10 times their size. But there is a catch. AI is a multiplier. It's not an addition, and multipliers only work if there's something underneath them to multiply. And the second catch is that AI will multiply both the good and the bad. So we want what's underneath to be good too. McKinsey's research shows that the organizations capturing real value from AI are not the ones that simply adopted the tools earliest. They're the ones with the processes and the capability to validate, adapt, and make decisions about AI outputs. They're the ones with the human judgment to know which answer to trust, which to question, and what to do when the answer is wrong. OECD analysis makes a very similar point. Most people will not need advanced AI expertise, but they will need genuine AI literacy and the capability to use AI effectively, critically, and in context. In other words, the differentiator in the AI economy is not access to tools. Everyone has access to the tools. The differentiator is the quality of human capability behind the tools. And that's where the opportunity lives for small business owners willing to see it clearly. So why is capability the better bet and the bigger opportunity? I know how it sounds when someone says, build your own capability instead of follow this system. It can sound like I might be suggesting that the capability side is harder or nobler. But if I put this commercially, a bought system solves today's problems. Capability helps you solve them in the next 10 problems, including the ones no one has packaged into a course yet because they don't exist, or they didn't exist when the course was written. Because systems decay over time. The platform might change, the algorithm might shift, the AI tool gets replaced by a better one, it upgrades. This is happening almost daily, it feels like. The market moves on. And the person who bought the system is back to searching for a new system. In contrast, when you build your own ability to think and act, that capability compounds. Every time you apply genuine judgment to a real problem in your specific context, your capacity to do it again faster, better, more confidently grows. And that is how human capability actually develops, applying and refining and learning from doing. Building your own capability gives you something that no external system or external expert ever can: independence. When you can assess your options and make better decisions, adapt to what the market is doing, and use AI without blindly trusting it, you're not dependent on the next expert who shows up with a new blueprint or a way to use this particular tool. You are building something that belongs to you and stays with you regardless of what changes around you. And in a world where AI is making it cheaper and easier than ever to produce content or strategies, templates, workflows, recommendations, there's going to be an enormous amount of sameness and surface level output. The people who win in that environment will not be the ones with the best tools or with the most AI generated content. They'll be the ones with the best judgment, the clearest thinking, and the greatest capacity to turn AI's output into meaningful progress. And that's the opportunity. And I think it's quite significant and available right now. It belongs to anyone willing to do the real work of building genuine capability rather than borrowing someone else's answer. A quick break to tell you about 25/8 Small Business Capability Gap. It's a complementary diagnostic tool that takes less than 10 minutes to complete. Your results will show you exactly where to focus, your capability gap, your opportunities, and your AI readiness. The link is in the show notes. Now back to the show. And this applies to both larger organizations and small. Every business in the whole entire planet needs to build their capabilities. But what does this mean in practice? I'm not saying don't ever use systems. I'm not saying that AI is not useful. I'm saying that systems and AI are multipliers, and multipliers only help if there's capability underneath them. And this applies to both large and small organizations. Everyone has to build human capability in order to succeed. I think there are 5 things that matter most right now, specifically for small and medium business owners. The first is that capability is what makes AI useful, not just available. Access to tools is no longer the differentiator. What to ask, what to trust, what to adapt, how to apply it to your specific context. And that's where the real value is. And that requires your human judgment. The second is that bought systems really decay quickly, but your own capability, once developed, compounds. Methods and channels and tools will keep changing. The people with durable adaptability will not be the ones who followed the best system. They will be the ones who built the best discernment. The third is that capability reduces dependence. The minute the market shifts or the platform changes, the person dependent on someone else's formula is stuck. The person who has built genuine capability can access new options, adapt faster, and keep moving. The fourth is that AI is increasing noise, which makes discernment more valuable. When everyone can produce a strategy document or a marketing plan, a marketing funnel, marketing content in minutes, the scarce thing becomes the ability to know which one is actually good and what to do with it. And the fifth, and I think the one that gets overlooked, because it's the humans that make the business what it is that capability is a commercial infrastructure. Just as a business needs financial systems and operational systems, it needs human capability, strategic thinking, judgment, confidence, digital and AI literacy, adaptability, and leadership under pressure. Those aren't nice to have anymore. In the AI economy, that's the foundation everything else is built on. Large organizations have invested in learning and development in the past, or executive coaching. That hasn't been the realm of small businesses, and that's what 25/8 is here to change. Developing human capability is becoming more important than ever before. People don't reach for external systems because they're looking for shortcuts. They reach for them because they're overwhelmed and want relief, and that is completely understandable. But the relief that actually lasts, the kind that doesn't send you back searching for the next answer 6 months from now, comes from becoming the kind of person who can navigate change with confidence. Someone who knows which steps apply to their situation and which don't. Someone who can use AI to accelerate their output without becoming dependent on it or distracted by it. And that's what this season of Make Time will be all about. The AI economy is not a threat to small business owners who are willing to build real capability. It's the greatest leveling opportunity in the history of business. The tools have never been more accessible. The potential has never been greater. But the leaders who capture that potential will not be the ones who followed the best blueprint. They'll be the ones who built the human behind the business. That's the real work. And if you're here for it, you're in the right place. Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of Make Time. I hope you join us on the next episode and for the season, and we can build something together that lasts. Thanks for joining me on this week's episode of Make Time. Every week this season, we're going deeper on what genuine capability development looks like for small business leaders in the AI economy. If you found this episode valuable, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. To help other small business leaders, we'd love for you to leave a review or share this episode with them. And if you haven't done so already and want to know specifically where your capability gaps are, the 25-8 Small Business Capability Gap is our complimentary diagnostic tool. The link is in the show notes. It'll help you decide exactly where to focus so you can work smarter, not harder. And see you on next week's episode of Make Time.